The community of Latin American and Caribbean states held an urgent session on Tuesday to address the ongoing opposition violence in Venezuela. People have been on the streets now for more than a month protesting. At least 29 have been killed. And for more on all this, we're joined via Skype by Diego Arria, a former governor of Caracas. Give me your sense of the conditions on the ground in Venezuela. It's a fast-moving process. What's needed to ease this crisis, do you think?
Well, first, I believe that this last attempt by Maduro yesterday is actually not to create a new constitution. It is to appropriate all the powers of the National Assembly. And why? Because we won by 2/3 the National Assembly. He is doing that at the same time withdrawing from the Organization of American States, first time ever in the history of Latin America. He's also leaving the party from the Human Rights Commission of the Americas, becoming, in a way, increasingly a pariah state, isolated. Now, the Venezuelans, in general, have been protesting for the last month for many reasons. There is a humanitarian crisis of a dimension completely unknown or experimented in my country ever in its history. Second, because of these the rulings of the Supreme Court of Venezuela that is controlled by the regime to appropriate also the powers of the National Assembly for not allowing elections, presidential elections, governors' elections. And actually, this last act of Maduro, it is copying the Cuban model of what they call a communal power in the new assembly.
Diego, CELAC is holding a special meeting on this crisis. Leaders from Latin America and Caribbean countries expected to come and actually voice support for Venezuela. Now, back in January of this year, CELAC voiced solidarity with Caracas for what it called U.S. interventionism. But our reporter there says that there won't even be a resolution this time. 7 countries did not attend, so there aren't enough members there to draft a resolution. So what do you make of this turn of events?
You know, there is a political change in Latin America. Basically, the former supporters of Venezuela, Lula in Brazil, Kirchner in Argentina, and in Peru, that's changed. Today, it was a major defeat for the regime attempting to get, you know, and CELAC are the same members of the Organization of American States that last week agreed to take the case of Venezuela to the meeting of foreign ministers. Today, most of the foreign ministers did not attend, and there was no quorum to have a consensus. So it was a major defeat. The Latin American and Caribbean countries in general, that for many years were co-opted and became, many of them, in complicity or in solidarity with the Chavez regime, is changing. The price of oil have had to do a lot in that change.
Now, Venezuela was actually looking forward to this meeting. Do you feel like it backfired on them? I mean, what's the outcome of something like this? Is it an embarrassment for them?
It was so easy to anticipate. I even wrote about it 2 days ago, saying it will not be possible that the same countries who last week voted against Venezuela will attend this meeting and support Venezuela. I really failed to understand how the government would lend themselves to such an international failure. I am happy to see that there is consistency in this institution. This institution, CELAC, was promoted by Chavez and Lula of Brazil as a way to undermine the political regional organization, the Organization of American States, and that's been now proven not to be the case.
OAS, CELAC, either of them, who has a role here in helping to solve this crisis, or does anyone?
You know, in CELAC, the Venezuelan government was claiming that the United States, the empire, what they call it, at the OAS, is being pushed in these countries. At CELAC, the United States is not part of that, and they're behaving exactly the same way that they are behaving on the Organization of American States. So the claim that it is the United States pushing the other countries is not true.
Diego Arria joining us from the Dominican Republic. Thanks so much.